Hello, wonderful friends. I welcome you back to my channel and to episode number 4 of my new series, How I Work with Images. Today I'm actually working with a photograph. Photographs are very special types of images because we connect specific memories with them, especially those that we print out or that we have had for a long time, maybe even sitting in an album. It's a very different feeling from opening a digital photo on your computer or on your smartphone. Having an actual photo with all that discoloration or the faded background and the torn edges in your hand makes it like a special token, a vista into a place and a time and situations from very long ago. In this case, actually, I'm using a photo of mine as a little girl when I was 9 years old. And I think it's wonderful to work with themes of the past and the themes of changing maybe the past. There is definitely so much about memory and past in a photo. So hopefully if you want to do this exercise as well, you have a box with photos somewhere or an album. And it's very important to carefully select what image you want to go for, because it should be an image that you have an emotional connection with. And actually, you don't have to, of course, work with the original, but just make a photocopy. That's what I will be working with, because I want to keep the original picture. So just a photocopy is fine, so that you can actually cut it and put it in a different environments. And we'll be working in making a collage, of course, as usual. You can also work with postcards, of course, if you don't have any photos, or you can't make a copy, or you feel the photos are too personal or whatever. Choose any other type of image. However, this is really something about photos. So if you can work with a photo, that would be really awesome. Now it's very important what image or what photo you choose. I have a picture here of me as a little girl. I was 9 years old. I know exactly what I was feeling and thinking, and it has a certain significance for me. It's like a key photo. And of course, working with a childhood picture, it can trigger all sorts of things. So if you don't feel comfortable working with a childhood photo or with a particular one, then definitely choose something different. Choose a photo where you are looking very happy, or choose an entirely different photo. I'm going to go with this particular photo because what I want to do in this exercise is I want to change the context. I want to do something now that, of course, symbolically, that I couldn't do back then. I couldn't get away from the environment, for example. I couldn't escape the situation, etc., etc., and the way I was feeling. And now, by taking the photo or the photocopy of it, I can cut something away, I can add something, I can completely change the context, the environment, and tell a new story basically. I can say, or I can ask rather, where would you like to be? What will put a smile on your face? What would make you happy? What is it that you needed then? And now I'm recreating exactly that for the little girl. And collage is wonderful for that. So we will also be working with some magazines. But first of all, it's very important that you choose the right photo to work with. And I think it can be a nice inner child work, But I want to say again, this is not an art therapy exercise. I cannot be there and guiding you in your process or helping you in the process. So just be very mindful of what you want to choose to work with. I'm sure that you have a very good grip on that. And you can also, of course, work with two photos if they play a role together, putting them into a new conversation maybe. Just really take your time here to find the right photograph. Okay, let's get started then. I will show you what other materials I'm working with. And well, that's basically magazines. I already have also some folders here with torn out pages from magazines, especially the landscapes, because I want to change the scenery and the context. And then also I have, just for the theme or the feeling of the past and childhood, I have like some swallows as symbols of my childhood, because they were always my favorite bird. And I'm wearing here actually a dress that had swallows on it. It was my favorite dress. I loved that dress. It was my swallow dress. And the swallow has always been with me. Maybe that was even my first spirit animal. We always had swallows nesting underneath my window. And yeah, they're just really, they also symbolize flying away and being free. And I might use some of the sheet music and some of the book pages. I have to see what kind of, I just like the texture of this kind of vintage feel and the context of childhood being something of the past. Scissors and glue stick, of course, and here are my copies. The copy is pretty bad because the photo is already pretty bad. It's a very discolored. It has this orange touch all over. The background behind there is completely faded. And I'm wondering if I'm gonna use the colored copy or if I'm gonna use the black and white copy, which I also made, unfortunately, exactly on the back. The black and white gives this feeling of the past, something that's long gone, and also this kind of vintage feel. Yeah, like the colors of the past. I'm not quite sure yet which one I'm going to use, so I'm gonna just cut them out so it's easier to actually place them down and see how they work with the other magazine images. Especially with all of this red color, I'm not quite sure how the color copy is actually gonna work with the magazine images, but you never know. So I'm excited to get started and look for magazine images. Now, like I said, this photo has a significance for me, and it's not just any image that I got out of a magazine. This is me as a little girl, and I have a lot of feelings around it, and I often like to start with a question. Who is she? For example, here she's standing on a balcony, she's looking into the distance, and I look at her facial expression, and I'm taking all of that into consideration to get a feeling for where was she and what was she thinking, what was she feeling, what did she want at that time, or what would she have wanted. And from there I can build my story, or I can start by saying, okay, maybe it's good to take her out of that environment, place her somewhere else, reconstruct a life or a path ahead of her. So this is a wonderful, wonderful exercise to say, I'm going to deconstruct this image from the past that is just a memory now. It exists only in my head, but it's associated with certain emotions and things like that, and maybe they have a negative impact on me today in my life. So what do I want to give her? How can I, with my scissors and some other images that I'm still looking for individually and still very intuitively, how can I create some freedom here, create a new experience, and almost like a release, and of course lots of joy in creating a new world for her. And I'm still not sure if I'm using this part or this part. First I thought this looks actually, this is maybe more interesting, it fits with the theme of the past, but then she feels much more alive here. And even though she is in the past and therefore no longer exist, I still have access to her emotions and to her, she's still a part of me, let's put it this way. So this is now something where usually I find this really works greatly when I work with some meditation music, and I really get into the flow, and I don't want to, at this moment I don't even have anything that I want to create in particular. I just have fun going through the images and seeing if there's anything that feels right for her, for this picture. And actually the first thing I'm doing, so if I cut already now, then of course, let's see if I cut this away. Because I definitely want to cut this part away, the background. I want to change the background. I'm going to change the wall. That's going to become something else. It's not going to be like a wall that's restricting, but it's going to be more like a gate or something. So this is actually, this I can work on for like 2 hours to find the perfect images. And I really do want to take my time with it. But I also want to tell you a little bit. So just these, when I put something down, I feel this is not what she wants. I'm speaking for her. It's just my intuition. And I really like, I know she loves flowers and she loves colors. This could even be the background. I cut this around her, and there's also some blue sky. Yeah, I really like that. The swallows will definitely be a part. So let's see if I try this with the black and white. No, that doesn't feel right. Okay, then I'm gonna go with this image, but I'm gonna cut the color copy, but I'm gonna cut away this blurred out background, which you can't see anyways. And then I can put a beautiful, instead of this urban ugly background, I can give her some blue sky, some nature. Yeah, and who knows how much will remain actually of the original set. So it's definitely important she's looking this way, and there is something, and there's some, must be something beautiful, something okay, maybe that will be last, and I'm focusing for now on just on her immediate surrounding. I don't have more of this, but yeah, so you could even what might even make this easier is that you go into a meditation where you imagine yourself at that age and place that you were in the photograph, and you this is good. What came was a big labyrinth. And then you do like a guided visualization, or like a visualization where you imagine yourself being that yourself at that time, that place, and you are just intuitively allowing like a story to evolve. What do you need at that time? What would you have liked to have, or what would you have liked to go differently? And then you look for images that represent that, or you go just like I do, completely intuitively. When you see an image that strikes a note, then you just, so I'm very attracted to this shell with the fire. I'm gonna remove this furniture here. This fire is giving me warmth and energy and drive and passion. So what she stands on. Right now it looks like she stands on this shell. That could work. That feels okay. And I want to define what this is. The wall there. I wish I still had that dress. Okay, so I decided she stands on this conch shell, and I will therefore cut away the floor on which she stands here. But this wall is definitely quite important. I definitely don't want to leave it like that. But first I'm going to cut this labyrinth out. Keep it somewhere. I'm not sure yet. Let's see. I mean, in the beginning, the labyrinth is maybe more in the beginning. Doesn't really work like in terms of the colors or anything, but that's okay. I'm just in the experimental stage. I'm just trying everything out, and then later I decide if it works or not. Okay, let's see if I can find a nice landscape. It's too dark. Here's another beautiful labyrinth or something like that. I think this looks better. Yeah, I like the green. I like there's also the element of water, just a little bit, but here's the water, there's the fire, the earth, the air in the sky. Somehow that feels good, thinking that she has all the 4 elements with her, each one giving her strength on her journey. We have some nice crystals. I like that a lot. I like how that all feels and works really harmoniously. I didn't think I would get all the colors right, but so far this feels really good. And I just need to find something here. I don't want to cut the wall away, I just want to change it. Let's see. That would be fun. Some cave painting on the wall, but it's too small. Maybe I need to draw it myself. Or just half of it, like the stack. Let's see. Okay, but I do want him somewhere. Maybe here. The wall, for the wall it's too large. Or maybe the swallows could go on the wall. And some music. I like this woman. Very much part of nature. Let's see if I can fit her here. Maybe he can go here. So is this the woman she became? Is this the woman she's becoming? Is this the woman she dreamt of becoming? It would make sense. It would fit in here very well. But I want to look a little bit longer. I want to go and take some more time to look a little bit deeper. This is like the crucial last part. So here I am. I didn't cut away too much of the process because I wanted you to see how lengthy the process can be and should be actually. And I'm really pleased. I haven't glued anything down yet, but I think, I'm pretty sure that I'm done. And I'm gonna take also a really good time to look at everything and take it in and really see where is the girl now? What has changed for her? I managed to find a spot for the swallow, and I found this piece of sheet music with the saying or the words on there, Freue dich. This is German and it means rejoice. And then some surprising elements like this woman here holding up everything. And somehow it all really seems to fit together. But the most incredible thing is what happened to the girl. She was placed originally on this dish with the fire. And the next moment, when I had put everything together and looked at the collage, I see that she has changed her position. She stepped down from the dish, and I really love this. And I didn't purposefully or consciously do that. It almost feels like she did that herself. She decided to step down onto the earth with her foot, and she's ready to walk the labyrinth. She's ready to feel the earth underneath her feet, and she can leave the fire. Maybe the fire was burning her, and what I like most is she's not standing behind this wall anymore, motionless or helpless. She's now taking a step herself, and I absolutely love that. And I love how it just happened almost like an accident, but there are no accidents. And her feet, there's now autonomy, there's now movement, there's now a very different feeling from being passive to more active. And it goes with the saying, it goes with the song. I feel this collage tells me that everything in life or life itself is a spiritual journey. And even though as a child I was very connected to nature, and I'm not surprised it shows up here in this collage so beautifully. And I also really like, and I didn't plan this at all either, to have those different versions of me in there, like these women they could be like versions of my higher self that have always been present spiritually, holding, protecting, and guiding, and it seems like the woman on the right there, it seemed as if the girl is looking towards her. This is who she wants to get to and to become maybe. And yeah, I think there's a lot of mystery in childhood, a lot of mystery in life itself. Do we have a predestined fate, or who decides our path? Is everything we do as adults determined by what happened to us when we were children? There's so many questions, and what is amazing about art and creative expression is that I can do whatever I want. I can create all of these symbols that have healing properties for me, the crystals, the waterfall, the roses. They all have a meaning, and they can all feel healing and strengthening, even though it's just a picture. But anything that you have a memory with or that you have an emotion associated can give you strength. And thank God we have so many images available through magazines and hopefully our photos. If you don't have a photo of you as a little girl, for example, or a little boy, You can also find images of children in magazines and create like who you would have liked to have as guidance, or even now I can like this woman holding the dish, and it's almost like she's also gonna hold the girl if she steps in the wrong direction or she stumbles. And it's like this part of you, the strong woman, has always been there already since you have been a little girl. And I like this idea of these parallel universes and how we are always present, the little girl, the grown girl, the strong one, the one that's connected to the universe. Everything is one. Everything is already existing. And yeah, I love how I allowed just my intuition to pick the images and create connections and create a world, but especially the connections to these other women, to these other parts of me. That's how I feel. That's who they are. And they are already smiling in her and telling her that they're waiting for her, and she is safe to go on her trip, on her journey. Yes, so I think as the days go by, I will continue to talk about and write about this collage. There's so much to discover still. There's so many insights. I just know that this collage feels really, really good to me. It was the first time that I actually worked with an image, like a photo of myself, and created a collage around that. And it's a wonderful process of where that figure in the photo seems to be directing you unconsciously towards what needs to be created. And of course, this is always just a story or an image of the moment. Maybe in the future, this little girl needs something different. You can always make another photocopy and do another collage. And I would love to hear from you if you also try something like this. Definitely bring in some items that mean something to you. Like for me, it was the swallow. And then allow yourself to be guided towards the right images for your exercise. I look forward to your comments. Please like and share the video, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so yet. Until next time, bye!